there is a beautiful pastime of a Brahmana in Pradishtanapura. And he was doing day after day, year after year. And one day, he was cooking sweet rice for the Lord in the mind. And he cooked everything and he left it. And he wanted to offer this sweet rice to the Lord in the mind, please remember. And he was thinking, this sweet rice is too hot for the Lord or not? Because sweet rice, it gets cooler, it tastier. So he wanted to cool it down. So he sticked his finger into the sweet rice. Immediately, his finger got burnt. Actually, it got burnt. The whole thing happened in the mind, but actually his finger got burnt and he broke his meditation and he came to external consciousness. Actually, then he sees his finger got burnt. But it was just a meditation. This offering of this devotee was seen by the Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha in the spiritual world. And he started laughing, started smiling. See my devotee who is offering me sweet rice and he is accepting. And the spiritual world is seeing. And now his finger got burnt. It became real. The sweet rice became real. Even though it was its meditation. So Lakshmi Devi, his consort, eternal consort, was wondering, hey, what's happening here? Why Lord Narayan is just smiling out of the blue? Nothing has happened. So Lord Narayan, he didn't speak anything. He sent his dutas, his messengers, go. They went down to the bank of Godavari, got this Brahman and brought this Brahman to the spiritual world. And in front of Lakshmi Devi, Lord Narayan personally narrated this story. So this is what happened. So this is the power of meditation, power of remembrance. That's why even right from the beginning, remembrance of Krishna is so important. It is right from the sadhana. And what to meditate on? What is mentioned? What was he meditating on, Prithu Maharaj? Anyone knows? What was he meditating on? Simple lotus feet of the Lord. So the Lord's feet is compared to what? There are many analogies given. Let's go through it. What is so significant about the lotus feet of the Lord? What the lotus feet of the Lord is compared to? Or feet of the Lord is compared to? To? Lotus. That's why it's called lotus feet, right? Straight away we say lotus feet. We don't even say feet. It's the lotus feet. Nama Pangajanabhaya, Nama Pangajamaline, Nama Pangajanetraya, Namaste Pangajangre. Kunti Maharani in the 8th chapter glorifies, right in the beginning, she glorifies Krishna's different bodily features. And all Krishna's bodily features are compared to lotus. Lotus. And here, Namaste Pangajangre. Angri means feet. Angre means not one, more than one, the plural. So, Namah Pangajangre. So, she is paying obeisance to the lotus feet of Krishna. So, yes, Krishna's feet is so beautiful, so we always refer to Krishna's feet as lotus feet. It's so beautiful because have you seen lotus? Have you seen blooming lotus? Especially in the lake. Have you ever seen? It's so beautiful. Probably we may not see here. But if you go to India, where I am from, when you go to down south, there is a place where all the flowers come from. And when you go through bus or train through that area, you can see so many lakes. And all these lakes are full of beautiful lotuses. Then you see why Krishna is glorified. Krishna's feet is glorified as Pangaja, as lotus. Similarly, everything, all about Krishna is like lotus. Everything is so beautiful. It is reddish too. Lotus are reddish. Pinkish, reddish. That is Krishna's lotus feet. What else Krishna's lotus feet is compared to? Anyone knows? Who said boat? Okay. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam mahatpadam punyesho murare bhavambudhirvatsa padam paramam padam 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 yadvibatam natesham. This is a verse completely about lotus feet of Krishna. This comes in Lord Brahma's prayers in the 14th chapter of 10th canto, I think 58th verse. Krishna's lotus feet, how many times pada is mentioned? Pada means feet. In this verse, I think about 7 times Krishna's lotus feet is mentioned. Padam padam yat vipadam na tesham. It's mentioned, actually Srila Prabhupada was asked by his disciples, why we are talking all the time about lotus feet? What is great about lotus feet? Please explain. Then Srila Prabhupada started chanting this verse, with everyone. He said, okay, I will chant, you repeat. Samashritaye padaballavaplavam. Then the devotees would repeat. And Prabhupada chanted so many times that it got memorized by everyone. So many times he chanted. What happened? Samashritaye padaballavaplavam. If we take shelter of the boat of lotus feet of Krishna, so it is compared to a boat. Krishna's lotus feet is compared to a boat. Mahatpadam, that is a Mahatpadam. It's not a small boat, it's a big boat. It's a big boat. Punyayasho murare. Why? Because if there is a boat, what is the use of the boat? We can get into that boat. And all can get into that boat. Not one or two. Millions of people? Yes. Trillions? Yes. Zillions? Yes. Anyone can take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Then what happens? Bhavam buddhi. What we have to cross? We have to cross the ocean of material existence, as it is mentioned in this verse and purport. Bhavam buddhi. The bhavam buddhi. What happens to bhavam buddhi if we take the lotus feet of Krishna, the boat of lotus feet of Krishna? Bhavam buddhi. Vatsapadam paramam padam. Vatsapadam. Vatsapadam means how much water can you fit into the hoof print of a calf? Vatsa is a calf. A calf's hoof print, not even a cow. A calf's hoof print, how much water one can fit in, the whole material ocean, the material existence will be shrunk to that small quantity. Then we can easily cross over. That's why it's mentioned. Padam padam yat vipadam na tesham. Here this world is padam padam yat vipadam. Every step there is a danger. However, if you take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna, then that is not there. So this is glory of lotus feet of Krishna. Anything else? Lotus feet, do you know anyone else is compared to lotus feet? Sorry? Okay, very good, very nice. First two cantos of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is compared to the lotus feet of Krishna. Then it progressively goes up. Very interesting, isn't it? First two cantos, that's good, very good. First two cantos of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is the lotus feet of Krishna. Sorry? Oh, okay, like a Shudra. Okay, okay, yes, that is the resting place for Shudras. That's right. And also Brahmacharis. Different examples are. That is about the universal form, by the way. It's not really the person. It's not the person. Similarly, of the universal form, it is compared sometimes the Shudras, sometimes the Brahmacharis. Sometimes Brahmacharis are considered the heart of the Lord. Different things are there. But coming to that point, Shriyo Nivaso Yasyora Pana Patram Mukhandrisham Bahavo Lokapalanam Saranganam Padambujam. That is 1:11:26. Shriyo Nivaso Yasyora. Lakshmi Devi is residing in the chest of the Lord. It's an abode of Lakshmi Devi. Pana Patram Mukhandrisham. The Lord's face is just like the Pana Patram. It's a receptacle with beauty. And Bahavo Lokapalana. All the demigods, their refuge is the shoulders and the hands of the Lord. And Saranganam Padambujam. And for the devotees, that is the lotus feet of the Lord. The resting place of the devotees is the lotus feet of the Lord. Saranganam. And the devotees are considered, they cannot stop glorifying and thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord, as it is given here in Prithu Maharaj. So that is Saranganam Padambujam. Always meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, as it is given here. So this is amazing aspect of the lotus feet of the Lord. So in connection to the lotus feet of the Lord, that is the focus of the devotees, because that is a source of mercy. Then it is mentioned further in Bhagavatam, in the 3rd canto again, very, very interesting verse, because Brahma, he sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Brahma sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. So then it is mentioned, the lotus feet of the Lord is just like it can fulfill all the desires. We went through that even in this purport. It can pumsam sokamaya vivikta marge abhyarchitam kamadughang kripatmam Pradarshyantam kripaya nakhentu mayukha bhinnangulicharu patram. There the word uses kama dukhangri patmam. Kama dukhangri. Kama means desires. So whatever desires we have, collect all the desires. You put it there. We want all the material desires, even spiritual desires, anything. If one gets lotus feet of Krishna, all the desires are fulfilled. It's mentioned. Even in the 5th canto, there is a mention about the same point is mentioned in the 5th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Krishna, how Krishna can fulfill all the desires. It's amazing. Lotus feet of Krishna. That's why devotees are glorifying, because they have the spiritual desires. And that is the shelter of all the mercy. Anything further? Do you want to know what is the smell of lotus feet of Krishna? Yeah, Tulasi is there. And do you want the smell of lotus feet of Krishna? Who wants to smell the feet of Krishna? Who wants to smell it? Yes, saffron dust this one. Who wants to smell the feet of Krishna? Now we are going to smell the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay? This is a very interesting verse. I will chant this verse because this is how can we smell the lotus feet of Krishna. I like this verse. It's from the 3rd canto, 9th chapter, verse number 5. I'll read the verse actually, and I'll read the translation also. Ye tu tvadiya charanambuja kosha gantham jignadi karna vivara shrutivana nitam bhaktya granita charana paraya chatesham Napaisinatha hridayam buruhat sapumsam. O my Lord, person who smell the aroma of the lotus feet carried by the air of Vedic sound through the holes of the ears, accept your devotion service. For them, you are never separated from the lotus of their hearts. So here is the question. How can we smell the lotus feet of Krishna? How? Through the ears. That's what. Shrutivata nitam. Karna vivarehi. Karna vivarehi means the holes of the ears. Karna vivarehi. Shrutivata nitam. Shrutivata nitam. Shruti, the Vedic literature. So if you want to smell Krishna's lotus feet, yes, you can go to the altar. You don't need to. Say for example, when we worship Salagram, we smell the Lord. Before worshipping, we have to smell. That is an item of devotional service. But one can smell the lotus feet of Krishna through the ears. Through Bhagavatam, that's what we are doing. Have you ever? How can we see Krishna? Through the ears. Can you see? Shrutekshana patha. Brahma, even the 3rd canto is very interesting. Brahma is telling everything. Shrutekshana patho naninath pumsam. Shruta ikshana. Shruta hearing. Ikshana seeing. So everything through ears. So if our ears are not functioning, it's a problem. So take care of the ears. We can read. That, of course, is very good. Do you want to taste the lotus feet of Krishna? Yes? Yes. So it is mentioned. Do you know how it tastes like? It's from the 1st canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. You know what's the taste of Krishna's feet? Any guess?
Not like ours.
Of course. Better not to mention about ours. It is mentioned. Padambuja makaranta liham satam. Makaranta liham. Nectar. What nectar? Makaranta means the honey. So only comparison can be given is that of honey. So it is mentioned the devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. Ooh. Devotees are accustomed to licking. Usually we don't lick, right? We are not supposed to lick so much. We know who licks. We are not supposed to lick. But devotees are licking all the time. The lotus feet of Krishna, the honey of the lotus feet of Krishna. How? How are they licking the honey of lotus feet of Krishna? Any idea? Exactly, same thing, by talking about Krishna, by glorifying Krishna. See, by hearing and chanting about Krishna, can you see how all the sensory perceptions are fulfilled and coming to the perfection? This is lotus feet of Krishna. Just hearing Krishna. So much power is there in hearing about Krishna through our 2 ears. So powerful. We take it so casually, but here are the realizations of those who have perfected their lives, just like here. And see, in this purport, he became completely detached and attained perfect knowledge, by which he transcended all doubts. So it is mentioned again in the 3rd canto that Krishna's lotus feet is the source of all knowledge. Savidyayam ata ashrayama. Savidyayam. All the vidya, all the knowledge is taking shelter of where? Krishna's lotus feet. So can you see? All encompassing. Ichabidhanam nijapada pallavam. In the 5th canto it is mentioned. Ichabidhanam nijapada pallavam. That is, as I mentioned earlier, whatever we can think of, whatever desires we have, everything is included in the lotus feet of Krishna. And that's why even the all holy tirthas are taking shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. And that's why Krishna's lotus feet is known as Tirthapad. Tirthapadam or Tirthaspadam. Couple of words are used in the 3rd canto. Tirthapada or Tirthaspadam, the abode of all the places of pilgrimage. If you come to Radha Vallabha, all the holy places are already there. If you are in the temple room, we are at the lotus feet of the Lord. This is Tirthaspadam, this is Tirthapada. So we get everything just by approaching the lotus feet of the Lord. Then there is another very interesting analogy to describe lotus feet of the Lord.
Is Prabhupada also Krishna's lotus feet or not?
Prabhupada, one who is sitting at the lotus feet of the Lord. And all masters who sit at the lotus feet of Prabhupada. So see, Prabhupada is here, Krishna is here, everyone else is here. So he is at the lotus feet of Krishna, and all other masters are at the feet of Prabhupada. So that is Prabhupada. So Prabhupada has 2 meanings. Prabhupada means 2 meanings. One who is at the feet of Prabhu, or Prabhu's path, or all other people are sitting at the feet of Prabhupada's feet. The master, he is the master. So he is giving the spiritual knowledge. Another interesting analogy about lotus feet of Krishna. What is that? It is the origin of Ganges, but analogy. Any analogy can you think of? Krishna's lotus feet is a fiery comet. A fiery comet. Why? So far it was all nice. It was like the flower, it was like the honey, beautiful aroma, but it is a fiery comet. It can burn. What can burn? What get burnt by the lotus feet of Krishna? Thinking about lotus feet of Krishna by doing devotion service. Exactly. More specifically, yes, karmas definitely will get burnt. What is the root of karma? Exactly, desire. What kind of desires? Exactly, material desires. So it is mentioned, it's the 11th canto. Syannas tavankri ashubhashaya dhumaketu. Tavankri ashubhashaya dhumaketu. Ashubhashaya. Ashya means desire. Ashubha or material desire which are inauspicious. Dhumaketu, it can burn all the material desires. Isn't it very good? Are we suffering from material desires? It's not the problem with the activities, but if we have the material desires, then there is something between us and Krishna while chanting Krishna's name, while doing devotion service, while associating with the devotees. And by performing devotion service, by hearing Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, by so taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna can burn all these material desires. Okay, one more analogy about lotus feet of Krishna. Can you think of anything? I'll tell you. Krishna's lotus feet is compared to an umbrella. Umbrella. Why Krishna's lotus feet is compared to an umbrella? You give the shelter. Shelter from what? Miseries, okay. Exactly. Tapatrayana abhyasasya ghore sandapyamanasya bhavadhanisha pashyami nanya charanam tavankri dvantadapatrat amrita bhivarshat. This is a prayer by Uddhava in the Uddhava Gita to the Lord. He is acting himself as a conditioned soul, even though Uddhava is an eternal associate of the Lord. He's saying, I am suffering by, as you mentioned, tapatraya, the threefold miseries. Santapyamana, can you understand? Santapyamana, santap means misery, I am just going through this misery. Santapyamana bhavadvanisha. Pashyami nanya charanam tavangri. I cannot see any other shelter than your lotus feet. And what is the glory of that lotus feet? Dvantada patrat amrita bhivarshat. These two lotus feet are Atapatra. Atapatra means umbrella. Dvantada patrat amrita bhivarshat. And there is a speciality for this lotus feet. That is, consider the scorching heat. So hot, maybe 50 degrees, maybe 55. Can't even go out. So if there is an umbrella, that is insufficient. And this umbrella can spray nectar, amrita. It's a amrita, nectar spraying umbrella. That is the lotus feet of Krishna. That's what's mentioned. Dvantada patra amrita abhivarshat. So see the glories of the lotus feet of Krishna. So it's mentioned. So it's amazing it is. So for a devotee who takes shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, doesn't need anything else. No, unlike karmis or gyanis. So here the example is given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. If we have strong digestive power, we don't need to take any medicine. Eat as much as you want. The digestive fire will come. Everything will be burnt and we get energy, we become energetic. As you get older, you start regulating. Even I cannot eat everything that I want, which I used to. I have to control now. Because I feel uncomfortable, simple. If I eat too much, I feel very uncomfortable and I can't digest. Previously, a big meal, no problem. Lunchtime, another meal, no problem. Next evening, another meal, no problem. Heavy meal in the morning means 4 o'clock, not hungry. 5 o'clock, not hungry. Because there is no fire. Fire is reducing in the body. That's a symptom of weakness of the body. No fire, not enough fire. Okay? So, bhakti is like strong digestive power. So, it can burn everything and it can give all the results. Because if you digest, you get all power, right? You get all the energy. Similarly, bhakti can give everything. Whereas karma, jnana, yoga, etc. are just like medicines. We had to take this medicine, that medicine to get it digested. So nothing is required in bhakti. Bhakti is like full digestive power. Eat prasadam, be happy. That is bhakti process. So that's what's mentioned here. So that's why here mentioned, Srila Vishwanath Thakur gives the following example in the purport. If one has strong digestive power, after eating, he automatically lights a fire within his stomach to digest everything and does not need to take medicine to aid his digestion. Similarly, the fire of devotional service is so strong that a devotee does not need to act separately to attain perfect knowledge or detachment from the material attractions. A jnani may become detached from material attractions by prolonged discussion on the subject of knowledge and may in this way finally come to Brahmabhuta stage. But a devotee does not have to undergo so much trouble. By virtue of his devotional service, he attains Brahmabhuta stage without a doubt. See that? So we discussed why it is possible. Krishna's lotus feet is the source of everything. So we don't need to do anything but devotional service. But that we had to do properly. And we had to hear about Krishna. We had to hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. We had to read Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. We had to study Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Then we naturally start thinking about Krishna. Then as now Prithu Maharaj has perfected remembering Krishna. Perfected that. Similarly, we can start our baby steps in remembering of Krishna. Initially it can be once in a while, but we can start with some focused remembrance of Krishna. In that way, we can make progress and come to perfection. So I stop here and see if there are any questions or comments.
What about the source of Ganges?
Yeah, Mataji was mentioning, right? Yeah, his lotus feet is the source of Ganges.
And the males compared to the rubies?
Eh?
The males are compared to the rubies?
Yeah, I chanted that verse, I think. Kripaya nakhendu mayukha bhinnanguli chari patram. Nakhendu. Krishna's whole body, Krishna's whole body is compared to what? One more analogy is there. Indu. You know what is Indu? Maybe a girl's name. But apart from that, what, what is the meaning of Indu? Not Sindhu, Indu. Indu means moon. Moon. Yeah, so Krishna's face is moon-like. The whole description is there in Chaitanya Jamrata, very beautiful verse, explaining Krishna's cheeks are like moon. His face, the smile is like a moon. The whole face and all the limbs are like moon. Feet is also compared to each of the nails are compared to moon. So that's why it's mentioned. Nakhendu. Okay? You had a question?
Like we are saying that we don't need to follow the jnanis or yogis
Yes.
who are after different things, and everything is included in bhakti.
Mm.
But do we have to sometimes borrow some principles or some things from them to aid our bhakti or something like that?
For example?
For example, some pranayama or brahmavidya like exercises to maintain our body.
Yeah, the question is, do we need to borrow anything from karmis or gyanis like pranayam or anything like that to aid our bhakti? That we take not necessarily from karmis or yogis, we take from everywhere, right? If we want to aid our bhakti, in the sense, if you want to maintain our body, we take help from all different kinds of sources. So that is there. If you want to sit straight, we can do some yoga.
Accept whatever is favorable.
Exactly, whatever is favorable to bhakti, we will have to accept. That is fine. But we are not taking the process for perfection, rather. That is imperfect. So we are not taking that. That's why it is mentioned in the purport. Even the yogis and jnanis, they may go to a higher level, but still they had to fall down. Because they are not respecting the lotus feet of Krishna. Aruhya krichena param padam tata padantyato anadrita yushmadankraya. 2nd chapter, 10th chapter, demigods are praying. Aruhya krichena param padam tada. You get to the highest stages, padantyato, once still falls, jnanis and yogis, they fall. Anadrita yushmadankraya. Anadrita means without giving proper respect to yushmadankraya, your lotus feet. Because Krishna now is in the womb of Mother Devaki. So the demigods are praying, they're telling, mentioned in this purport. Yeah. Thanks. Okay, any final question? Yes, Mataji. You want to hear the place name? Tovala. It's in Tamil Nadu. It's in the border of Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So when I go down from Kerala, then gone through that many times. Tovala. That's where all the flowers come. A lot of flowers. Many places. I'm just giving one example which I saw personally. That's all. Lotus are not there? South there are a lot of places. A lot of lotus are there.
In our new Gopa farm is a lotus lake.
Oh, wonderful. In Cessnack. Yeah. Possible. You can see Mayapur if you go north. It has to be there. Mayapur if you go, Narasimhadev is decorated with lotus flowers. I used to go to a Vishnu temple when I was a child. There the only flower they accept is lotus. Every day there will be whole body of the Lord is decorated with lotus garlands and lotus flowers. Only lotus flowers. They want only lotus flowers. So, yeah.
There's a comment this part where the purport Krishna Chakravarti Thakur said the fire digests everything in the stomach. There's also a verse, dire verse in the 3rd canto of the Bhaktivedanta instructions where he says that the fire digests everything. And actually, it was a burning question I had for a long time. How can we make advancement in Krishna consciousness if the false ego is going to finally stop us from going to the real ego? And similarly, Adharanta Sabhavan should stop us.
What is it? False ego?
Will stop us from going to the
Yeah.
real ego. So the verse in the 3rd canto also exactly says that by having a strong digestive power, it just digests everything, and bhakti is like that. And one actually doesn't have to make separate endeavor to address that false ego. Just keep doing the bhakti and that will digest everything.
Yeah.
Direct verses.
Okay. So the bhakti can burn the false ego, just like the digestive energy. So that's why devotional service is compared in the 11th canto to having some prasadam or eating food, right?
Burn the false ego or dissolve the false ego?
It's yeah, we can say dissolve, burn, but the reality is we will not have false ego, we will have the true ego. So the misidentification of the false ego is, true ego is false ego. So in other words, false is gone and there is a real ego. So by doing devotional service, we get, by eating, what do we get? Eating, one, we get strength. Second, we get satisfaction. And then, third, that is strength, in eating, strength, just eating, not prasadam, anything. Strength, satisfaction, and our hunger is removed. 3 things happen. Similarly, by performing bhakti, what happens? 1, we get devotion to Krishna. That is like our strength, nourishment. We get nourishment. Then we burn all material miseries. Right? And what is the third? We get satisfaction. We get satisfaction. So that's the bhakti. Just one act is compared to digestion. We get these 3 things by having prasadam. Similarly, we get all in bhakti. Okay? Thank you very much. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.